All right, y'all, welcome back to Flipping for Funds. We're back in the shed, and I got a few orders to pull. In case you haven't seen one of my other videos where I pull orders, you kind of get to see, how lost I get in this shed sometimes trying to find things. Let's see what we sold and see what we need to pick up. All right, this first item is in tote F. That's way over here, and I've kind of created an obstacle for myself over here. We put these in the middle of the floor because we're running out of room. Added some more totes up there. Probably going to put these up there at some point. But here's our tote down here we need to get in. Let's see. Right there. So, PS4 game, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. And let's see, that sold for $14.98. Next up, we have a pair of my daughter's shoes, and they're over here in the hall tree, right down here. Let's see, that's them right there. Pair of Nikes, and we got another pair of shoes later, so I'm just going to leave that open. But there's a pair of Nikes that we sold, and those $8.41, and it looks like the buyer paid shipping on it. Next up, we have one person that purchased two of the same item. I don't know why they did two different transactions, but anyways, there's some fabric that my wife had, and I think I told y'all in a previous video that she paid like, what was it, 10 cents? Or is this a yard? This is a yard, so she paid 25 cents for each one of these. Let me go grab those out. It says Halloween Harvest fabric. Looks like it's got some pumpkins or something on it. Got to move the ladder out of the way. Over here. Move all the boxes out of the way. I never thought I'd be running out of room in this shed, but apparently when you decide to buy a shed, you better buy a lot larger than what you think. Which it was the same way when I bought my shop. Let's see. 1 yard. So there's her 2 yards. This is just from Walmart, y'all. Created 1 yard fabric cut. And 2 of those sold for $9.69 each. That's free shipping with that. Next up, I have a calculator that sold, and it is over in Z here. Let's pull it out a little more. It's hard to do one hand, y'all. There we go. Texas Instruments BA2 Plus. I think I said in a what sold video that I just did, I think I said I paid $4 for that, but in all reality, I paid $8 for that, but it doesn't matter because the buyer paid $29.99, and it looks like they paid the shipping on top of that. And next up, I may not be able to get these out, but we'll see, because they're in tote PP, and I think that's up top. Let's see. Where's PP at? JJ, TT, KK, SS. I bet there's a tote behind those other totes up there. Pretty sure there is. Oh yeah. There it is. All right, there we go. It's a pair of overalls, Liberty brand overalls. And let's see, they sold for $28.97, and the buyer paid shipping on that. Next up, we have another pair of shoes. They're actually sandals, and I know right where they're at also. They're right down in here. Let's move that over there. There we go. Put these back. I think that's all the shoes for today. But just a pair of sandals, kind of gold looking sandals that my daughter had. and they sold for $8.99. Looks like we're paying the shipping on that. Next up, I have a jersey in VV. Yeah, we just saw VV a minute ago. There it is up there. Set y'all down and grab that right quick. I wish this was out of the bag for y'all so you could see it, but this is a vintage jersey from back in the 90s. It looks like new old stock. It really does. And the tag's not even flipped so you can see it. But yeah, it's definitely an older Pittsburgh jersey. I'm pretty sure I picked that up on Whatnot. And that sold for $28.98. Free shipping on that. Only gonna cost $4 or $5 to ship it. Lastly, we have this pan here. And this is one that I picked up. I already set it out because it was in the house. I keep all these pots and pans in the house. Well, that's the item I picked up at that estate sale a week or two ago. It was in a big bundle of items in a cardboard box. I picked that up. Really cool. Bright, shiny aluminum on the bottom, copper on the top with those twisted copper handles on them. Really cool looking. That's the items that I had to pull. I'm not going to do a shipping video, but all right. This calculator is at 15.4 ounces, so that's definitely going to be over a pound. That item right there, I would not put that in a priority padded envelope because I just wouldn't trust it enough. What I'll probably do is just come over here and find a box out of this pile right here. And that out of these smaller boxes that I've got, this is where I keep all my small ones, and just find something that'll fit in. And it can go USPS Partial Select, so it's probably gonna go for about $7 or so. And if priority turns out to be just as cheap or maybe just a little bit higher, I'll probably send it priority. But that's one item that'll go out. And these shoes right here, these sandals, they're weighing in at 7.7, so they're gonna go under a pound, and I think they'll be just fine in a regular bubble mailer. And we have, you know, quite a few different bubble mailers there. I'll just stick them in one of those and that'll be safe enough. This fabric is 2 of them, but you know, the same person ordered both of them, so I'm gonna throw them in together and let's see what they weigh in at. 11.2 ounces, and I'll probably just use like one of these. I think I can fit that in there. So I mean, that takes us to 11.5. So we're still under that pound for USPS first class. So we're gonna be able to ship that for less than $5 for the pair. And let's see, our jersey, I did it free shipping. You can see it weighs in at 10.3. But seeing how it's a more expensive jersey, I'm not just going to put it in a poly bag. Normally, I'll take shirts and I'll put them in a poly bag, something like this. You know, I've already got it wrapped in this hard bag, and then I'll just put it in there. But seeing how that's a older vintage piece, somebody paid a little extra for, I'm going to end up putting it in, you know, one of these bubble mailers to give it some more protection. But it'll also ship in first class. Now, these overalls, let me reset this. These overalls are a different story. These things, by themselves, weigh at 2.28 ounces, or 2 pounds, 2.8 ounces. So, if I can get that in a flat rate envelope mailer, well, I might could get that in an envelope, to tell you the truth. I almost think I could get that in there. It would take a little work, but it might go in there. If not, I'll just put it in the bubble mailer and send it that way. But we're well over the first class. That's never going to work. These video games, they're always way under a pound when you're looking at 2.9 ounces. So What I normally do with these is I wrap them in some bubble wrap, and then I take and put it in a bubble mailer also. And I haven't had any get broken yet, hadn't had any complaints from anybody, so that's how I do it. Next up, these Nike shoes. These are kind of small and very lightweight. You're looking at 9.6 ounces. I'm hoping my wife listed those as first class, because I can keep that under first class with a box, or I have some small boxes that are really thin, and that would work in there. Let's see. Next up, this pan's gonna weigh a little bit, even though it's copper and aluminum. We're looking at 1 pound, 5.1 ounces. So most likely that's gonna go priority. I don't know how I had it listed. I used to have things listed for USPS Parcel Select, but I've since changed that, because what I've noticed is if you put something as USPS Parcel Select, then the buyer is going to pay exactly how much it costs to ship that item. Now, because I'm a top rated eBay seller, I actually get a discount on priority mail shipping. So that's something you want to be a top rated seller, so you can get that discount on your shipping. And what happens is the buyer might pay $10, but then you will get a discount as a top rated seller, and it might cost you $8.72 to ship. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but on multiple orders, that $1.20, $1.30, that starts to add up. And you know, after you do 100 of them, you got 100 extra dollars. And I think that's a good way to make a little extra money. It's something I've learned in the past couple of months, and I've gone back and I've tried to get most of my items over a pound in there for USPS Priority, so I would get that discount. And just something I'm throwing out there for y'all, something I've learned, you know, over the past couple months, and learning all the time. I'm messing up all the time, like, you know, like putting some of these heavier things way up there where I've got to go after them with a ladder, finding out that, you know, I got a barn probably about half the size of what I should have got, because we still have some stuff in the house. Our attic is still, it's not full of stuff, but there's still right much stuff up there, because we moved stuff out here, and then we started bringing stuff into the house. And if you watched any other resellers, you'll see they have what's called a death pile. And we amassed quite a death pile in our den area. And my wife has been working right much here lately to try to remedy that problem. She's been listing constantly. She comes out here and she'll come over here to our haul tree, and she'll take a bunch of pictures of all the items, and then she'll come over here and she'll weigh all the items, measure them out, write it all down, and then she goes back in the house. She's in there listing stuff, or at least putting it in drafts, so we'll get our draft bank even larger. We have 120 listings prepared in our draft bank. You know, I mentioned that before. That's just something we have in case something happens and one of us gets hurt, sick, or something like that. We can still keep listing, keep items going, keep the eBay store going. And you know, speaking of death pile, this is some stuff right here that was brought out of the house, and some of this stuff is actually from that estate sale I just went to. Just haven't had a chance to get it listed yet. And y'all, I'm learning. That's the life of the reseller. You know, you think you got enough room, you find out you don't have enough room. You find more items to buy, and all of a sudden you've got this huge death pile that just items are just sitting there. It's money sitting on the floor, and you just don't have time to get it all up there. But you can look at it kind of like a bank account sitting there. I don't know, it's kind of like playing the stock market, you know. You got it sitting there, and the prices on this stuff can go up and down the longer it sits there. So I might buy an item that's selling for $30 and come home and list it and sell for $30. But if I don't come home and list it, and it's 3 months down the road before I actually get it listed, it might not be worth $30 anymore. It might be worth $15, or it might actually be worth more. It's hard to tell. That's where we're at right now. We're just trying to roll through all that stuff, and it's hard not to go to the thrift store and buy more stuff because it's there, sitting there waiting for you. But where in the world are you gonna put it? I mean, I'm in my old storage shed out there trying to clear up room to put some of that stuff out there. But it's like I said, I'm learning, and I appreciate y'all tuning in to what is my life here recently. I thank y'all for any of you that have subscribed, giving my videos a thumbs up. I appreciate y'all being here, and I'll ask if you enjoy the content, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. It is absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a thing. There's not many things in life that are free these days, so take advantage of it. You can hit subscribe on anybody you want to on YouTube, and you will be notified when we put up new videos, and you'll get to see them. And if you have any comments or questions, please put them down below in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.